Go live. Blop, blop. What up, ninjas? Make sure it's working. We got some shit to say. Just you wait. All right, it's working. You ready, bro? Yeah. Oh, shit, I think I fucked that up. All right, here we go. Shit, I fucked this up. Hold up. I'm scared it's going to stop our stream if I do this, so bear with me. I changed some shit in this Elgato. Let me see. Intro. Okay, so I didn't add that. Nice. Perfect. Ooh, excited for that X-Men 97. Did you hear about that?
I did.
You excited for that at all?
No.
No? Wow. Carver has no faith. All right, let's do it.
Not in Disney.
Is it the end of the world? Yes, it is the end of the world.
It's not loud.
And it's also the beginning of a brand new, solid, juggalo world for us all to enjoy.
Here we go.
We'll never die alone.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Cheers, Jugs. Welcome.
Yeah.
What is up? Let's shout out the chat. Oh, first of all, my name is Kyle, a.k.a. Keezy. This is Deck One Delt. This is my main man.
I'm Carver Law, y'all.
This is the one and only Juggalo podcast in existence. And we are joined today by the struggler, Mike Riccioli. Ricci or Riccioli? I don't know. And Scott and C. Peterson.
Yeah.
What the fuck is up?
Yeah.
All right. Now that we got that out of the way.
Excitement, man.
Now we got
excitement.
All right, now let's bring it down 20 notches. This is a serious show about serious juggalo shit.
Absolutely.
So listen the fuck up and mind your manners.
Seriousness.
This is juggalo shit and we're serious.
all about seriousness, man.
All right.
I ain't playing, man.
So
I'm not playing.
Me neither, man. Wait, what are you drawing over there?
Oh, these are my notes. These are my notes.
Yeah, your dog looks devilish.
Oh, yeah, well. I took notes on Yum Yum. I listened to it very intently for a week because I actually got the album. And yeah, these are all my notes on it. See all these notes?
Jesus Christ. Audio listeners, you have no idea. This is a regular sized notebook, not a tiny one. And it's full of writing. Their pages aren't blank.
Full of
There's so much writing on all the pages
of literature.
in this gigantic notebook. All right.
Yes.
You actually, what's the funny thing is Carver actually, no joke, it's like real pages of notes about fucking Yum Yum. So
I do have multiple notes.
So last week,
I even started writing on my grocery list.
this dude was shopping at the store, listening to Yum Yum and writing on his grocery list his thoughts about it. That's incredible. So for those that didn't join us last week's episode was Yum Yum's Aftermath. So I named it that, like, yeah, we're gonna have a deep discussion about what we both thought. And I got here and Carver hadn't listened to it at all. He hadn't listened to it since we first listened to it on the air the week before. So I had all kinds of shit to say. Me and the viewers were talking all kinds of stuff. Carver remembered a lot, but this past week you've really you were like, fuck it, I am gonna dive in.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I just had to get the album. I didn't pre-order it or nothing. And then I wasn't going to get the album. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to get the album. So I ordered it. It actually came really quick. It was like 2 days or something like that.
You ordered it from Psychopathic?
Merch Now.
Okay, yeah. That's where that's their official store.
Yeah. It came pretty quick. And I was like, cool. So, and I think that's really what I need, man. I need a CD and I need to listen to it in the car.
Yeah.
And I don't fuck with my phone. I can't fiddle with my phone and put on Spotify and put on MP3s and I don't have Bluetooth in my car, so I can't do none of that shit.
Okay.
I'm not going to plug it in with one of those cords. So really the easiest way for me to listen to music is just to pop CD in.
Okay.
It really is. I mean, that's the easiest way for me to listen in my car is just pop a CD in.
I actually enjoyed that too. Like, I haven't got I've bought like 3 CDs in the past 2 years. I was Fearless Fred, which came with Flip the Rat. I pre-ordered Cal Scrooby and then Yum Yum. So I have a 6-disc changer in my car, and like those are the 4 albums that's in it. But it's been nice to just like I turn on the car and the music just starts.
Yeah.
It's cool. Like I haven't done that in so long because I do listen exclusively on my phone. So
Yeah.
it actually weirded me out the other day. I turned my car on, like was ready to turn on music, and like, it immediately started playing like fucking G codes or something shit. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Fuck yeah. And of course it sounds better. There's no, like, cause I have one of those Bluetooth transmitters.
Yeah.
So there's like static and shit.
Yeah,
and
I don't like that shit.
it gets the job done, but I mostly listen to podcasts. So it's nice listening
Yeah.
to good quality music.
Yeah, I mean, like that's still the best way to listen to music. I mean, is CDs.
Thanks,
I mean, honestly, like I don't even like I can even hear the difference in MP3s.
Yeah, yeah.
Like MP3s lose a little bit of quality. They lose a little bit of meat to it. You know, it just exclusively MP3. But CDs I think have a little bit more meat to them. You throw them in, you can hear a little bit more.
Yeah, it's more full.
Yeah, a little bit more full.
I feel that. It's interesting. So due to my changer, after I got done listening to Yum Yum the other day, it flipped back and it started playing Fearless Fred. I haven't listened to Fearless Fred probably since we did our first episode. Legitimately, like I remember liking the album, but it didn't leave like an impression on me. You know?
Yeah, not really me either. I remember liking it as well, and I was like, okay, this is a cool fan service album.
Yeah,
it's a decent fan service album.
It's not bad, but I had some opinions on it. I will tell you, like prior to re-listening to it, if you would have asked me, gun to my head, to name like 2 tracks on Fearless Fred, I probably wouldn't have been able to.
Yeah, man, it's.
So that's how that tells me that it didn't really hit me, you know. But here's what I'll tell you: re-listening to it, especially immediately after Yum Yum, you can't help but kind of compare.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it sounds like absolute horse shit next to Yum Yum, dude.
Really?
It really,
yeah.
to me, it truly, and maybe it's just because I'm in this fucking honeymoon phase still with Yum Yum. I have been still listening to it. I tried listening to the new Limp Bizkit, got like 2 tracks in and went back to Yum Yum.
Man.
I did listen to my boy Rob's album. He put out a new album, Ends. Check that shit out, by the way. Ratchet All Day, I think is what it's called. But Yum Yum's been it. You know, I just can't stop listening to it. I just went right, even after listening to Fred, I listened to Flip the Rat, which, by the way, this might be a controversial opinion. As of right now, Flip the Rat is a better album than Fearless Fred.
I think we kind of thought that when we did our review on Fearless Fred, or at least said like there should have been a lot of songs on Fearless Fred.
They're like, most of the songs on Fearless Fred are forgettable. All the like cool, fun ICP shit is on Flip the Rat.
Yeah, I remember on Fearless Fred, like Satellites. I remember liking that. The Werner song.
Yeah.
What's that called?
We're gonna ride down to West Werner.
Yeah, I remember liking
and
that
open
one.
fucking fire. That part's cool because it's like pew, pew,
yeah, and it
pew,
was like it's like a cover style song. But I mean, like they usually do good covers. ICP, as weird as it is.
Yeah, they are pretty good at it.
But there's definitely songs on Fearless Fred I remember liking a lot and listen. I really just listened to those. I'd get on YouTube and I would just play those songs, and I would never listen to Fearless Fred all the way through.
I see.
But like Yum Yum, I've been listening to that all the way through.
It's special, man. Like I truly thought like maybe I'm just like glorifying it because we're still in like this, like I said, this honeymoon kind of phase with it, and maybe it'll go away. But I truly like I haven't been hit by an ICP album like this in a very long time.
Yeah.
To be quite frank.
Well, I'll say one thing. Like the reason why this is sticking with me so much is because, like, I don't know, man. I don't know what it is. Number one, it's the positivity of this album. It's like one of the most positive albums they've put out since The Wraith.
Yeah.
Like Shangri-La. And, you know, there's definitely issues I have with the album, but the positive things about this album outshine those issues so, like, brightly that, like, it doesn't matter at this point. So I went through and I wrote down like the problems I have with the album with certain songs and shit. I wrote down and I did an in-depth dive, but after it's all said and done, it doesn't matter. Like I really do like the album. I get meth bumps when I listen to it. I really do. Like I get meth, like not even goosebumps. Like they get bigger. Like I got meth. I get like. I mean, you know what I mean? That's how I know I like it is when I get meth bumps.
I'm really happy. Like I know you liked it, but I'm really happy to know like you're liking it as what it seems like right now as much as I did, and that feels good.
Like I said, when we did that listen, you know, the release show, when we listened to it, I really liked it, and I was afraid to go into it.
Yeah.
I was afraid to just deep dive into it and like really just listen to it as part of my day, because I thought I would just not like it. I thought I'd be like, oh god, it's starting to, you know, I'm hearing everything I hate, and you know, it's just the shine's wearing off. But like it stayed, you know. I've listened to it literally multiple times every day since I've gotten the actual physical copy. So
dope, man. I'm excited to hear like some of your more in-depth thoughts on it. We're going to be doing a 6 most countdown of our favorite tracks here soon.
Okay.
But before that, if there's things you want to say, I'm going to assume that there's some things you didn't like so much.
Yeah, if you want, we can do.
You just want to kind of look at the track list and just touch on each one and say what you didn't like about it, or.
I mean, I figure, yeah, we could. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that.
Why not? Fuck
like,
it.
I'll go in right off the bat and say, I don't care what anybody says. You're not going to change my mind on this. I don't care if you read the booklet and you know, oh, this is, you know, where it explains what Yum Yum is. The intro is horrible. It's cringe. I don't like the fucking intro at all.
I think the little beat is cool.
It does nothing for me.
You know, I went back and listened to Yum Yum's lore.
Yeah.
After this, I just listened to it like yesterday. The first track, Bewitching, should have just been the fucking intro to Yum Yum Bedlam. It has the lore, the chanting, the song, the explanation. It does it all in that song.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
They should have. I don't know. I don't understand why they did Yum Yum's lore. It's quite strange. Like, I don't know. Anyway.
Or Yum Yum's lure.
Lure, whatever, however it's pronounced. I don't know.
Yeah. This is the worst part of the album to me.
Okay.
It just does nothing for me. You know what I mean? And I know people go, well, you know, no intro really matters. False. Okay? Because there's intros I love from ICP.
They set the tone, you know?
Yeah. For one, my favorite intro of all time is Wax Museum on Ringmaster.
Okay.
I fucking love that. That, like, sets the mood of the album. That's a great, like, it's, I mean, you know, it's like a movie, you know? Wax Museum. The intro to Jekyll Brothers is great.
Bizarre.
Yeah.
Classic.
Bizarre. I mean, even, you know, Riddlebox and Malenko.
Okay.
I mean, just classic intros. Like, they were known for, like, their intros being really good, right? At one point.
Absolutely. So, yeah, you're saying this doesn't really hold a candle to those,
No.
so it's completely forgettable and useless.
It's just forgettable and useless.
Now-
And it's like, it's just, I don't know. And it reminds me of, like, you know, I don't know, like, it's just fucking die already, Yum Yum.
So what about
Men are bad. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to lure you in with my slut sounds.
a little bit of Weed Killer will just do you fine.
Yeah.
So what do you think about Mikey Clark's favorite track on the album?
Well, see, this is why we should do the 6 most, man. Like,
Okay.
you
You just want to knock that out first?
Yeah.
All right, let's do
I
that.
fucking really love this track. Really love it.
All right, let's do 6 most because
All
we both have shit to say, and we in the process of kind of talking about this, you're gonna end up revealing it anyway. So
Yeah.
I unfortunately didn't make a cool graphic, but here is the 6 most yummiest yum songs.
Yummiest Yum Yum
All
songs.
right. Cool. All right, bro. If you start, how about I'll start? That way you can finish. So this will be we'll build up to yours.
Okay.
All right. So my number 6. And just to preface, I genuinely like every song, and this was pretty hard. There's definitely like 10 songs that could have been mixed and matched, you know, like honestly. But that's saying there's like 6 or 7 that are obviously like not top songs. Nevertheless, number 6, it was a tough one between this and 5, but I'm gonna put "Drunk in the Attic" for my number 6.
Wow.
What, is that yours?
That's mine too.
All right. We have not shared this, so this is fun.
That is mine too. I just did mine. You haven't seen my list, so.
So like that I it's one of those songs that I keep finding just kind of popping into my head, you know, like for no reason. It's just good. It's well done.
Yeah, it's good. And I'll say right off the bat, it's probably one of the best verses. Shaggy has probably the best verse on the album in this song, in my opinion.
You ain't no pussy goosey or whatever.
Like, he's just,
yeah.
his fucking verse is fire.
He's like your fuck you in your fuzzy pickle mitten.
Yeah,
Dude, that line really stuck with me. Like it's so creative.
Yeah,
he
he's
says it's a cock sock.
like, yeah. And I'll say one of the things.
Jay saying pills. That's
Yeah.
just dope.
One of the things I miss about ICP is their very punchy, funny stuff. And I will say this album has less of that. But when it's there, Shaggy brings it most of the time.
I agree with that, actually.
The classic, punchy, funny ICP shit.
I agree.
Like, you don't hear Jay doing much of that on this album.
Jay seems to be trying more like rapper shit, like hip-hop rapper shit, where Shaggy's keeping it more like goofy ICP shit.
But still able to hang with the rapper shit, you know?
I mean, I'm also, there's another verse Shaggy has, I can't remember, but the point is Shaggy spits his ass off on many songs on this, and this is one of the songs he does that. Here, you want to hear that?
Well, I'll say this is a great Shaggy the Airhead. You know, I was hating on a lot of the Shaggy the Airhead beats, but you know, after
this one's
listening
good.
to this one, this is a really good one. Probably one of the better Shaggy the Airhead beats on the album. Yeah, this reminds me of like another thing I was thinking about it is back in the day, ICP used to talk and they used to play the characters of like crackheads. You know, they used to talk about, you know, they're on crack. They portrayed like addicts and like, they're on the pipe and stuff like that, and they're like in the street like homeless crack addicts, right?
Like weirdos.
And it's funny now. That was their characters. That's what they played. Now it's like they're rapping about it. It's like that's who they have become, or you know, that's what they've had to overcome.
They've rapped more like they rap more like real shit. You know,
Yeah.
like they bring more of their real life.
So
to
it's
it.
like they became what they used to portray, and I put here it was like life imitating art almost.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. And this song is a weird one because it blurs the line because obviously one is a drunk and one's an addict, but they're playing with it. They're not
Exactly.
obviously this bad, but they're clowning it up, you know? And this
Yep.
is what ICP fucking does great.
Yeah. Well, I think Shaggy got pretty bad with the alcohol, man. Like, you know, I think he even said on Howard Stern, like, he almost died.
Yeah.
So-
Oh, I want to point this out. This is one of my favorite parts of the album. Not only this song, when this part. Hold on. That part.
Yeah.
Where Jay's like,
Yeah.
ugh.
Yeah.
I shot that boy in my face.
Yeah.
That shit is like so well done.
Yeah.
I love it.
Another thing, and that is, I do like that. That's one of the things I missed about this album as well, is there's less skits.
Oh yeah, listen. Poop.
Yeah.
I love it, man.
The skits they do put on are very short.
Yeah.
They're very short and quick, and they're usually embedded in the song.
Okay.
Or like right after, or just like a couple little lines that are ICP skittish.
Sure.
But there's less skits. You know, they used to spend more time on it, have longer skits, you know, and it's just, you don't hear that anymore. Not in this album.
Well, I mean, I think they definitely had a couple of those on Fred, but it just seems like they weren't going for that on this one. You know, they wanted the music to speak. It seems on this one.
And I will say though, that said, but I do miss that. I do miss those, you know, ICP classic funny skits. And
Yeah, of course. I mean, they're
that used to be what, you know, was one of the biggest parts of an ICP album, and it was why they were so funny and good. You know,
absolutely. My number 5 is going to be Insomnia. I didn't like it at first, but I know I mentioned it last week. I really fell in love with the song, especially the second half is just so cool. Like I wish that, like I would chop that and listen to that as its own track. And I even said it in the comments to somebody. I liked, like, you know how there's a second tag in the middle of the song, like Shaggy the Airhead? I almost envisioned that as like it's a new song now.
Yeah.
So if you do that, the second half of the song is such a cool, like vibey, like lo-fi hip-hop. You know, it reminds me of, like, you ever listen to that or turn that channel on YouTube with the lo-fi hip-hop girl?
Oh yeah. Yeah, you know that's from a. I actually have that movie. That scene's from.
Is it? What's it from?
Well,
Is it from a Studio Ghibli movie?
Yeah,
Which one? Whisper of the Heart?
I think so. Yeah.
And this is really weird because we literally just started watching that like 2 nights ago. Like,
Really?
My kids
Yeah,
picked
that's
it.
a great movie.
We didn't finish it, but
Yeah.
anyways, yeah, that's really interesting. I love falling asleep to her, but that's what this song reminds me of. You know, it's like it belongs in there.
Yeah.
But I love just how wacky and weird. And I mentioned it last week where Jay's like, I hear that meat slap and that. Yeah, whatever.
Meat slap
and he's
and
like,
that meat crap and that meat stack.
He's like, and then I realized that meat's fat.
Yeah. And I realized, that meat's fat. Yeah, that was cool. That was clever.
Yeah. There it goes. There it is. Anyways,
Yeah.
that's all I got. I mean, I really like. I just like how weird and it's just a weird, strange Jay song. You know. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I'll say this. I like the song. This didn't make it in my top 6. But this is in the middle tier of what I say. This is in my middle tier.
All right.
You know, I got my favorites, the middle, and the worst. You know, this
it's
is
just
in
so
the middle.
creative and neat
Yeah.
and weird and like I don't know. It just really I vibe
Yeah.
with it after listening to it a bunch. So
Yeah,
I get it though. It's a controversial one. I think.
Yeah, it's
but-
not in my list of the worst songs on this album, and I don't skip it. I like it, like you said, same reason. I like the vibes and stuff like that. It just didn't make it in my favorites.
I feel it.
But
All right, what's your number 5?
I will say the second beat tag. I mean, that threw me out of it. I'm just like, come on.
Somebody in one of our comments said that Shaggy the Airhead went on like Facebook and said like he like apologized. Like I didn't know they would leave those tags in there. You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
So I don't hold it against him. I just don't understand as a.
I don't think we did. Did we hold it against
I don't
him?
think so.
I mean, that's an ICP decision,
yeah,
in my opinion.
That was definitely an artistic decision from them. If they could have been like, take
Yeah.
that shit out. You know,
Yeah.
but whatever.
But
we don't hold it against you, Shaggy the Airhead. You know, your beats we don't think are our favorites of the album, but you
Yeah.
did a
There's
good
some
job.
really good ones, though. I mean, there are some like your produced songs have made it into my top 6 favorite songs. A couple of them. So,
All right, let's hear 5.
well, hold on. As
Okay.
far as Insomnia, I'll say it is an ambitious track.
How so?
Just the way it sounds and
Okay.
like the storytelling. I will say, I had a hard time following it. Like I have a
Yes.
hard time following it unless I read along with it.
And I really didn't appreciate it until I got this, and I was able to read
Yeah.
through the booklet with it. And, like that helped me a lot, and I do that a lot with songs. Like
Yeah.
I get on Genius.com and like read lyrics to songs, and it really helps me like connect better with a lot of shit like that.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm thankful they put the lyrics in here. Like it's especially with this album where they have such odd, strange like flows.
Yep.
It's
And I will say it's like Jay's crazy like style of rapping nowadays. You know, like back in the day, his crazy style was you could still really hear it easily, but now it's a little less, and you know, it's his new style of like crazy rap.
okay.
But yeah, okay song. But I'll say my my number 5? I'm gonna say Fuck Regret.
All right. I really like that too.
Yeah, Fuck Regret.
I almost put that in my top 6.
Yeah.
That's a good one, man. What do you like about it?
I don't know, man. Well, I'll say it's my favorite Shaggy the Airhead beat. This is my favorite Shaggy the Airhead beat on the album.
Okay.
I just really like the song. It's a simple beat. I think
Yeah.
the flows go really. I think that the flow style they chose is really good for it. I hear Carnival of Carnage percussion, Carnival of Carnage style percussion in this.
Okay, that's an interesting observation.
You can hear that very old school 80s sounding percussive sound. Like he throws that in here, and you can hear, and that was all over Carnival Carnage.
I wonder if that was like an homage almost, or if it was just kind of a happy accident.
Yeah, it might have been, but it's very. I hear that. There's cuts and scratches in it that I really like. I think Jay's voice stays in decent form consistently through the entire song. Yeah.
I love how they like jump into the hook too, and the hook is one of the catchiest they've had in a long time.
Very catchy song. I hear the old clowns in this. It's easy to follow along with. There's punchy lines. There's funny sound effects. And Shaggy's verse in this is one of the most fire verses on the album too.
Yeah,
I'll say that,
I need
man.
to skip forward to it.
A very one of the best verses on the album yet again is Shaggy's in this song, in my opinion.
Oh, I by the way, I love this.
I mean, that's old school Shaggy.
To write that, like a guy saying this and then me finish, that is just like great writing. And that ICP's always done that.
Yeah, and they've always done that, and you hear that. That's what I'm saying. I mean, that's why this made it in my top. It's just I hear the old school clowns in this on a newer sounding beat with like old homages, like
I get
callbacks. So I don't know. To me, this is them doing it right, like really, really right, and it's fresh. It's a fresh sound, but it's a callback.
They're like channeling like some of the original shit.
And Shaggy's last line in this verse is probably one of my favorite lines on the album.
Here it goes.
Oh,
that is tight.
He just last.
I mean,
line,
he's keeping it real. It's like he's like he doesn't even give a fuck. Like he's dropping it now. He's moving on. You know.
And it just, man, Shaggy is solid on this album. He really fucking shines on this album, man.
Yeah, he really does. All right, man, that's a good choice. That was your number 5. I love it. All right, my number 4 is gonna be Something to See. I struggled with putting this higher. I really, really love this song. Like I said last week, I think it's one of the best like closing songs they've ever done. Like I truly think this is like, to me, this is like instant classic. It's just so like, it's got such a good vibe. It's got the same positive vibe that 5 other songs on this album have. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. This is the same, like this is like Juggalo Island type shit. You know, it's so funky. It's got that Mike P shine to it. I love it, man. It's very. I get the feels.
Oh yeah.
Love everything about it.
Yeah, man. What can you say about this song? I mean, it's a great song. It's just good vibes, man. It's just good vibes. Like,
yeah, I mean, look, this sounds like a troll song or something. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, like, it's just so cool. Like,
it's that right. It's that right type of weird that you get from ICP, like the rapping style, especially in this song.
Yeah.
It's that perfect style of like ICP weird, but it fits.
Yeah, for sure.
And then it's almost like a funky California kind of style beat.
Yeah.
And the hook is just, I mean, the hook just sets it off.
It's just so like vibrant and like full of life, and like, I mean, this is gonna be the song I'm calling out. This is what they finish shows out with. On the farewell tour.
Great.
For sure.
I mean, one of the best Mike P beats on the album. I love this.
As far as closing songs go, it's the best they've done in many Joker's cards. I'll say that. All right.
Love it.
What is your number 4?
My number 4 is Carnival of Lights.
Okay.
I love this song. It's funny. It's punchy. Got a lot of callbacks. Reminds me of Shangri-La, a bizarre style. I mean, it's just. The only bad thing, I mean, I love this song, but the only bad thing I'll give it is that last verse might go on just a little too long.
Okay.
But other than that, this to me is, I mean, what I would consider an almost perfect ICP song.
This is music by Straight Jacket on this one.
Yeah, great Straight Jacket beat.
And I think he did a lot of the Fearless Fred.
Yeah.
Whatever production.
One of my favorite verses on the album, and it's Jay's verse. This first verse I really love from Jay. Like, this actually reminds me of the Jay I love.
It's just so positive, man. Like,
yeah. It's a slower song, but I really fucking love it.
Yeah, I mean,
it gives me the feels. Yeah. I don't know. I just like it, man. Like I said, it gives me that positive. It's one of the more positive songs on the album, and I don't know.
Yeah, man, I really like this song.
There's not much I can say about it. It's not extremely different from what ICP have done in the past. It's still fresh sounding, but not like this new crazy thing where you're like, oh my god, that's crazy, awesome. It's just, this is a good ICP.
It's almost like this gives me the same. This is on the same wavelength as like Homies.
Yeah,
you know
Homies, what I mean? or something off Shangri-La.
Like
We Belong.
Even the like vibe, like the up, like how how like hyphy it is and shit. You know, like it's got such a fun, chill, cool vibe.
Yeah, like what's that one song off Bizarre where he's talking about bringing juggalos along? It's one of the more positive songs on Bizarre. And then you got the one off Shangri-La. We belong.
Yeah,
we
yeah,
belong.
yeah.
The carnival is here. It's
Yep.
it's that kind
More
of
of that.
song, and I love that shit.
Oh, I'm with you, man. It does it for me.
Yeah.
All right, cool. That was your number 4 or number 3?
4.
All right. My number 3 is going to be. Is that where we're at? Yeah. Ain't no time that like ain't no time, like it's one of the songs that I keep finding stuck in my head, and like it's I don't know, man, like I've never heard, like I can't think of another ICP song like it. Can you? It's got like this weird like outlaw kind of vibe to it.
It kind of reminds me of something off of Tempest. Believe it or not, it gives me a Tempest kind of feel, or that weird period in between the second deck.
Okay.
I
know on first listen, this song is kind of like weird and like you don't know how to like really think of it. But man, like I really like the shit Jay's saying. Like I don't know how much of it's true. Like he's obviously like singing about like lost love and shit. But regardless of content, like I love the shit he's saying. I love the way he's saying it, and the hook is fucking dope as shit.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
you don't
probably
don't
won't
feel
like.
the same.
Yeah. This is. This is in the lower tier of what I would. In my opinion, it's the lower tier. I don't hate it. It's not like even near the worst ICP song, but I would definitely say it's the lower tier for me of the album.
I keep hearing the this hook.
Yeah. I will say the guest and the dude, whoever, I forget his name.
Roadside Ghost.
Yeah, he kills it. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I hope you end up missing.
Yeah,
That shit's dope.
this is cool. I like the sound of the hook. I'll say that effect on Jay's voice in the beginning is fucking weird.
Yeah, it is
like
weird.
It's just like that didn't do it for me. The guest kills it. The verses from Jay, I think, are a little just shaky and weird. That's like the only kind of words I could come up with it. Something's off to me. I think the meaning, it doesn't really get it. The song's meaning doesn't do anything for me. And one of the things that I really hated is he fucking mentions Instagram.
Does he?
Yeah, he says something about fucking pictures being on Instagram. I'm like, God damn it. That's the last thing I need is insane clowns talking about fucking Instagram.
Well, they have that fucking song like on which it's fresh in my mind on Flip the Rat called Friend Request, where it's like it's like murderers like being pedophiles going to go like get people like they talk about like, you know, I'm just saying they talk about social media.
Yeah.
You're saying because they shout out Instagram. I guess it takes away the evergreenness of ICP.
But I'll say it's not the worst.
All right, I really love it.
I can't really say I like it a lot.
Okay.
But I will say it's an ambitious song. Like it's I can feel what they went for, and it's you know, so.
All right, I feel it. Go ahead, man. It's fine. You don't like it.
No,
it's man. It's cool. It's my number 3, but you hate it. It's cool. Just go on with your number 3. Nobody cares about mine anymore. Just go on with yours, man. It's fine.
I'm just going through my notes of every song as we go we hit them. So that's all I'm doing.
Yeah, man. That's fine.
No,
for real though. What's
we're at number 3, Heart and Soul.
Oh yeah, baby.
Heart and Soul.
We might as well get it out of the way since it's my number 2. So Heart and Soul, man, fucking amazing song.
Yeah,
I'm glad you like it almost as much as I do.
Yeah, I mean, Heart and Soul is. I struggled to put it higher, but I mean, it's a fucking. I love the song. The '80s sound to it.
It's so strange for ICP, and it's exactly what we need.
It's got a fresh, but old school '80s charm to it. I mean,
in contrast, the effect on Jay's voice on this is fucking sweet.
Yeah, I like the effect on Jay's voice, and I love the way the verses are set up, like the structure and the consistency of how the verses are set up. Like every bar ends with Heart and Soul. You know what I mean? Like Shaggy and Jay's verse are both the same. They have that ending Heart and Soul bar. The effect is on both of their voices.
Yeah.
And then halfway through the verse, you know, at 8 bars through, you start to get him in the background. And yeah, man, fucking great song.
Such a cool vibe. It's so fun. Like this song is timeless.
Yeah, it is. And I was going back listening to 80s music. It reminds me of like Cameo. You remember Cameo from the 80s? The band, they did Word Up and Candy.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Like Candy.
Yeah.
And Word Up. It kind of reminds me of that. And then I actually went back and looked at Sponge. They had a hit in the 90s called Wax is Static. Do you remember that?
No, do you?
Yeah.
Really?
I fucking remember
listen
that.
to it?
I used to listen to that song like when it would come on MTV and shit, and I actually liked that song. Wax is Static. It's a weird, goofy song, and it was like a one-hit thing.
This is the one that's going to get us removed if we
Yeah.
play to talk over it. But
But yeah, this
what the
I
fuck?
remember this album. My cousin had this fucking album.
really?
Yeah. It was in that 90s like grunge phase, and like it was just a big song. I remember. I used to listen to this shit, dude.
Wow. Okay.
And but it was only this song, and then I forgot about it after that, and never thought about it again. You know?
yeah, of course. I mean, it's pretty like for the time it would have
Yeah.
been forgettable. Motherfuckers missing a tooth and shit.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Oh wow, this is so.
I
weird.
remember this video and everything. Once I started listening to it, it all came. I was like, "Holy shit, this is Sponge."
Oh, that's not even.
Yeah, it was a cool little song to me.
Yeah, it's neat. It's weird.
It's 90s grunge, but it has that 80s feel to it.
All right, that's cool.
And that's what this song for ICP is. It's that, you know, ICP with that 80s feel to it.
Dope, man. But yeah, man, Heart and Soul, fucking, it's a timeless, instant ICP classic. I think, like in 20 years, when people are talking about like favorite ICP songs, like this song is gonna be one that's in the mix. I really truly believe that.
Heart and soul.
That said, like I could see this being like a hit across genres and like all kinds of walks in life. Like I can see people liking this in a similar like Let's Go All the Way type of way.
Yep.
That said, like there's a song that speaks more to me personally because as an ICP fan, that obviously will be my number one. But I'm curious to know your number two. Unless you had more to say about Heart and Soul.
No, Heart and Soul's great.
We love it.
I do love the verses on this too. It's simple. Those simple, like old school sounding verses.
Very
I really love
positive.
that, yeah. My number two is Something to See.
Nice. I'm glad you love it.
Yeah, I mean it almost made number one. I mean, I love Something to See. Love it. Fucking love Something to See.
Yeah.
I think we already
We
kind of
droned on and on about it.
Yeah, we went over it. Man.
You know, one thing I did notice, like that I kind of miss. It just popped in my head because I was thinking, like in tracks, they sometimes will have like a bunch of scratching. I don't think there's a single scratch on this album.
Yeah, there is.
Is there?
Yeah, I mentioned it on what was it?
Was it in the Jokestas maybe?
It was Insomnia.
Oh, okay. I didn't notice that because I was even thinking, like, man, like I was just listening, like Fearless Fred. There's even scratching. So like, there's none of that shit.
There's very little scratching, but there is some, and it's. I think it's Shaggy the Airhead is the one that puts it in.
Oh, okay, dope.
It's in. Where was it? Yeah, it was Insomnia, I believe.
Okay.
I even wrote that down as a note.
Oh, dope.
Oh yeah, one thing I'll say about Insomnia, there was one line that I thought was real clever in that song, the 17,665
Oh,
line.
yeah.
I thought that was pretty.
Which that made me think too, like in Wretched, like why does he say 165 AD? He says 666 AD, which is annoying because 665 not only would have been cool, but would have rhymed better. Listen.
Yeah.
He says,
I wrote that. I mentioned that. I mentioned the
he
same
says,
thing.
I'm wretched, a beast not meant for eyes to see. Eyes to see. I'm wretched, born in 665 AD.
Yeah,
that would have been way better. What
Oh,
the
yeah.
fuck, Jay? You're the fucking writer.
Yeah,
I'm
but-
writing for you now.
But here's the thing: 665 is Jay's good number for because he's not doing 666.
But nobody's thinking of it like
666 is a Satan number.
Yeah.
665 is the Shangri-La number.
okay. Anyways, yeah. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh no, and it's not Insomnia with the scratches. It's Fuck Regret has scratches in it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Fuck Regret. I put that. It has the carnival style percussion, and it has.
Oh yeah, because at the end he's like, you can't fuck with the juggler. You can't fuck with the that part was fucking tight as hell.
Yeah.
And I don't think we ever even mentioned that, but love it. I think that one was that the song that was produced by Shaggy the Airhead and Devereaux? Because at the beginning it says produce or it's like Devereaux the Airhead.
where What are we talking about? Fuck
Regret. No, that one's Shaggy the Airhead, straight
Yeah.
up. Okay, never mind.
Yep.
Another fun thing. I know before we get to our number ones, I did see a fun video on Instagram of Shaggy the Airhead. He's like, here's me producing Junk in the Attic, and like it was just he like has his little like baby daughter like on him, and he's like just sitting there like
Yeah.
she's like clicking shit and like they're just having a good old time, man. He
Yeah.
seems like a very down to earth, cool as fuck dude.
Yeah. I will say, listening to this album the way I have been, it's won me over on Shaggy the Airhead and Devereaux a little bit more. You know.
Yeah, same man. I 100% agree.
I keep going in this direction with these beats. I understand, we just got a certain style he goes with, but with ICP, man, keep experimenting, keep going with these these styles, and I won't have a problem with them in the future.
All right, man. Here, you ready to do number ones? All right, here, I got a drum roll for you. Hold on. Oh, it's gonna keep going. What is it?
Mine is Here Comes the Carnival.
Oh, beep, 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 beep. Oh, I was supposed to do mine. Beep, 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 beep. Sorry, I fucked it all up. Oh, hold on, wait. All right, it'll be capital. Oh, dope, man. Yes. Okay. Oh, yeah, because that's what got us talking about this. You really love Here Comes the Carnival. I think that's a great choice, man.
Yeah.
You and Mikey Clark, similar tastes.
To me, this is the perfect ICP song
Yeah?
for the album, and it's just it. Yeah. When I think of ICP, like they're spanning their entire career, it's going to be a song like this.
Yeah, I mean, this song is this song scratches the ICP itch.
Yeah.
It should scratch it for anyone who's ever been an ICP fan.
Yeah, and I could say there's probably, compared to how surprising and fresh this album is, a lot of people might go, well, that song's kind of just boring.
Sure, of course,
but
it's not just about like what they're saying though.
Yeah, I get the overall ICP feel from this, like I get from like Welcome to the Show,
Hocus Pocus.
Yeah, just that.
Show Must Go On.
Just those classic. Yeah, I mean, I get that. That's this song. I really do. Fucking
In Your
get
Face.
It. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all the same. Yeah, I'm with you.
Here, Kuma, man, that fucking killed this beat too.
Kuma crushed it, and this is the only thing he produced on this album.
Really?
I'm almost positive. Let me look. I'm looking at it right now.
I thought there was another.
Oh, he did the Jokesters too, which is another classic ICP sound, by the way. Which honestly is a honorable mention, but man, he killed it on this fucking song. He crushed it.
Yeah. So that's my number one.
I'm with you, man. This song's a great number one. I have no qualms about it. Like it really scratches every single ICP itch.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said Kuma catches the classic feel of a great Carney sounding ICP track, plain and simple.
Yeah.
It's a formula that is tried and true with ICP. It arguably could have been on a different slot in the album, but I think it being track 2 is great, And Jay's voice is great through the whole way, but there's a section in verse 2 where Jay changes his voice to a more wicked sound.
Oh, okay.
And it sounds like perfect. I wish Jay would do that voice like almost on every song.
Toward the end? This?
Go to the beginning of it. I can't remember where it is exactly.
That's Shaggy's verse. So they trade.
Yeah. It might be the last part. I can't remember.
I was just curious if we could pick it out.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly. I just remember hearing that, and I'm going, that's like the classic Jay voice, man. It might be the third verse. I don't know. Is there a third verse? I can't remember. Right here.
That part is very tight.
See how he changed and goes back to the
yeah.
But in the man.
Yeah, does he do that on even any other songs?
I don't know, but right there in that section, I get that classic Jay sound,
Yeah. All right, man. I'll give you my number one. Queens.
Queens.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
That's honestly in my like worst songs. Sorry.
I agree. G codes, man. G codes.
G codes. Interesting.
Fucking love G like that. I don't know what it is, man. That song, like,
interesting.
that song hit me like it's got me more than any other song on this album. I just love it. I can't get enough of G codes. It's so like it's weird and different, but so like goofy. But I think it's mainly the hook. Is I don't. It's just y'all are gonna follow me. Your direction. Like I just love the like the ride. You know, like how he rides it. I don't know. Even this part, like no, stop a slight loss. Like I don't know, man. My favorite part is when he says street, or when he says bury him with dignity. I don't know, man. Like this whole song is just so good to me. Dignity.
It's not on my it's not on my list of worst songs.
Yeah.
I like it enough. I just think the story loses me.
The story, I don't even care about the story.
Yeah, I just get I still don't know what he's talking about.
I
guess it's him. He's talking about living the street life and someone dying, and like it's him in the end.
Yeah, it's just the whole song. I think is just about like, and somebody mentioned it last week. It's about loyalty. The first verse, like somebody died, and he's like bitching at his people, like, look at you motherfuckers, like you didn't follow me or whatever. You stay true to the G code. And then like the second verse, he's still bitching at them, and then like at the beginning of the third or interlude or whatever the fuck it is, he just realized that it's him they're all crying about. But the song isn't about that. The story. The song's about you motherfuckers staying loyal to me and staying true to the G code. You know, it's more of a broad, like meaningless kind of story, essentially. But I just like the sound, the vibe, the execution is what I'm appreciating here.
Yeah.
And I just think it's such a cool, fun song, man. It just really, I don't know, it's just fun.
I definitely like the sound of it. I think the reason why it lost points for me is it's hard to follow the lyrics. Like I literally lose like track of the lyrics. I can't understand what he's saying. I have to read along.
Because he keeps doing this weird shit too, where he's like, so you're like, like he does weird shit like that, so it's hard to follow. I get it.
Yeah, I lose that. The beat's amazing, but I can't say it saves it for me. And the fact that it was a Boondocks song too loses points for me.
Sure.
So
I keep calling it G codes. It's called Gangsta Code.
Yeah, and the last thing I wrote is like I still don't know what the hell happens in this song.
The story does. I can completely see that, and I don't blame you. Like I said, I'm more just a fan of like this shit. Like it just.
But I can
like
see
the guitar. Like
yeah, I can definitely see why it's somebody's number one. It does have a big ambitious sound, man.
Yeah.
It really does. And it's a great. If you knew the lyrics. I think I can remember the lyrics to the hook if I paid attention. But if you remember the lyrics, it's a great sing-along hook.
Yeah.
Die by the streets.
All right. But yeah, I'll go ahead and say my worst top 3 worst songs are Clown Drippin', Queens, and Bitch I'm Fine.
I'm with that. I actually I'm with you 100% on that.
And I wrote some shit about them. I don't have to really go into it, but fucking Clown Drippin' is like this album's what is it? I would say I can't think of the When I'm Clowning. That's it. When I'm Clowning. It's like this album's version of When I'm Clowning.
Just like a goofy, like in between, like filler song.
Yeah, like I said, I hear some classic ICP stylings in this, and it just didn't win me over. I hear a bunch of callbacks. There's some tropes where they're making up words. You know, like the tropes back in the day used to make up words like psychopathic or sledgehammer.
Shaggy says like strangula or something.
Yeah. He's like sledgehammer. I hit him on the head with a sledgehammer. He does that type of shit in this, and that's all cool. But like Jay's verses are what throw me off, man. Like where he's talking about the fucking Flintstone references, like that's none of that.
That's in Insomnia, I think.
Is it?
Yeah, the Flintstone ones. Yeah, that's in Insomnia.
I think he says it in this song too.
Really?
There's Flintstone shit in this song.
Oh yeah, because he's like, Or no, because in Insomnia, he's like, she yabble dabbles in cocaine and
Yeah.
bedrock bunny and bunny
Yeah,
in the corner jacking off. Whatever. He's saying some weird goofy shit.
Yeah, like I don't know, man. It just. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, clown dripping is a weak point.
Yeah, but I will say the beat reminds me of some 80s and early 90s stuff, like almost like a Southern style kind of produced track, like something like Master P or Two Life Crew, like early 90s, like
Sure.
Southern style. So I don't know. It's just it wasn't enough to win me over, and then the more and more I listen to it, the more and more I get bored. That was one of the biggest problems with the song is it's boring.
Right. I
It's
feel
just
that.
it's just boring.
Yeah, there's not really much fun about it except for the shit
Yeah.
they're saying, and you have to pay attention. This isn't a
Yeah.
song that you're just going to turn on and be like, and really enjoy, unless you're like hanging on every word and laughing along, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm with you. But yeah, Queens, obviously, I think, I'll be quite frank. I maybe said it last week, but I'll say it again. Like, I actually like everything about Queens except what they're saying. It's
Yeah.
the exact opposite of
I know.
Clown Dripping.
I know, dude. That's the same thing. That's what I said. I this song gets stuck in my head.
I love my lady. I love my wife, genuinely, like more than anyone
Yeah.
on the planet Earth. And I feel like this about her. I truly do. But I
Yeah.
don't need ICP
That's
singing about
exactly what I said. This is a great Devereaux beat. It's a unique beat. I like the flow style. I like the structure of the verses.
Yes.
There's some good things in it, but man, it's just cringe, dude. There's some cringe fucking lines in this.
Yeah, I know. They could have done this and just had rapped exactly the same
Yeah.
rhyme scheme, same hook, just with different words.
I
this
will-
would be a good song.
Yeah, I will say that part of the hook I don't like.
I don't even mind this.
Shiny. I don't know.
I don't even mind this part.
But yeah, the fact that like they're saying, "Oh, you have no light behind you unless you have a woman behind." Like
yeah,
you have,
it's a
like,
little gross for ICP.
I get like okay, I get it. This is Jay's like fantasy of like, and he's talking.
Hey, Lacey, what's her name? Lacey or Laney?
I
Hey,
don't
Laney,
fucking-
Laney, we wrote you a song for the
Yeah.
new Joker's card. Check it out, Laney.
Yeah,
Check it. He like sent it to Blase too.
Yeah.
Check it out,
yeah.
Blase. We wrote you a song.
I'll say this. No, and he's talking about, oh, you got to treat women like queens because they treat you like kings. No woman has ever treated me like a king,
No.
and I don't treat women like a fucking queen. I treat them like a human being. That period.
That's funny.
And I don't need insane clowns telling me to treat women like queens when you wrote things like "I'll cut her fucking neck and think nothing of it" in the past.
Insane clowns. That's funny. Yeah. So, what's your beef with what was the last one? Bitch, I'm fine.
Bitch, I'm fine is, to me, nothing memorable about it. It's boring.
Bitch, I'm fine to me is kind of like Satellite, where Satellite is a good song, and I actually like Bitch, I'm fine probably about the same, but they're just talking about good vibe shit, but it's just weird because I don't understand. I get that they're rapping as characters and shit, but they have songs like Bitch, I'm fine, and then like songs like Falling Apart, and then songs where they're just like, hold it together, everything. You gotta have heart and soul. Like they're sending kind of mixed messages.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think this song's a good example of that.
That is one of the gripes of the album I have, is the message, the consistency of the messages are very, they're not like, there's no glue holding anything together. It's just
It's almost like random songs
Yeah.
that are all good thrown on here. Like even if dude, there's more cohesiveness in Flip the Rat. There's a fucking rat squeaking in between every track on that album. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They say fight back or
Yeah.
yo.
I mean, as long as
Something.
yeah, the lore was a rat. You know, the only lore you needed for that was that there's a rat running
Yeah,
around.
there's
you know?
none of this. There's Don't Touch That Flower in the intro. That's it. They
Yeah.
might mention Yum Yum one other time on this album.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's besides the point. I'm
I'll
sorry.
say "Bitch is Fine" is just one of the worst songs on the album. The beat is boring. The flows are they're goofy and like they don't hit for me.
The only thing I actually really like
It's
about the
just
song,
boring, man.
I really like all the like stringing together all the ailments that they do. Like I'm a dyslexic, hectic, and a rectic, hectic, you know,
Yeah.
with
I
bent.
mean,
Then he says bent egg dick. That's
yeah.
literally the last line. Here in Shaggy's. I got them ulcers, I got them Alzheimer's, arthritis, and amnesia. You know, like just saying
Yeah.
goofy shit like that.
Yeah. Now, that being said, The hook's all right. Like almost every hook on this album is good.
Yeah, like why is it you dig the way I gets my boogie on?
I don't know, man. I really don't follow this song at all. I can't follow it.
I get it, Element Only. He's saying that in spite of all the problems, he's fine. When there's something wrong, it gets annoying.
Yeah, I get the concepts
Yeah.
of everything.
It's just like goofy.
yeah. Just like I read the book.
We're just saying it's a mixed message because
Yeah.
they say that on this song, and then they say like other shit like really like depresses them on other songs. I guess not on this. Maybe not on this album. So maybe I'm talking out my ass. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's just.
Oh, and by the way, all right. So that's we both agree that's our 3 least favorite. We actually do agree on that.
Yeah.
Is there any other thoughts you had on other songs that maybe you wanted to throw out there?
Yeah, I was thinking of Jokesters.
Okay.
Not it's in my second tier. You know what I mean? Like you said, worst, decent, good.
Yeah.
Jokesters is in my decent.
Okay.
There is a couple things I was thinking about it. What track is Jokesters?
Here, I got the book or the shit right here. It's track 13.
Track 13. Okay. I will say this: in the car, on the display, it still says Slap Nuts.
Even with the CD.
With the CD,
Somebody fucking dropped the ball on.
Yeah.
But they do say slap nut.
Yeah.
Like
this CD, if you put it in my car, it says Slap Nuts on the display.
that's so weird.
Yeah.
Somebody really fucked up. I mean, is
Yeah.
it Jokesters or like the Jokesters makes way more sense.
Yeah.
Because what the fuck is slap? Why do they even say slap nut?
I don't know.
That's what's
Yeah, somebody
intriguing.
fucked it up. Somebody fucked it up. But once again, Shaggy's verse on this track is great. He shines on this. I really like it. One thing I noticed about the song, I feel like Jay's verse and the hook are almost supposed to be from the perspective of Twisted, if that makes
Ooh, okay.
sense.
I like that. Let me think about
But
that take.
then Shaggy's verse was from his perspective as a jokester, but it almost seems like Jay in the verse is saying the jokester are like shitty people, and it almost seems like it's Twisted, like saying we're tricking you, telling you we're loyal and cool, but we're really fucking with you. You know what I mean?
I'm digging this theory. I love it. Let's see. I'm looking through the lyrics of Shaggy's verse. Always fool you because you're a fool. Your drool could fill the deep end of a pool. Just like the jail bars, we bend all the rules. Our shock is so wicked, I think you can't. Or no self-containing me, slip the restraints. So slick is so tricky, your blood in our paint. So he's talking shit to someone, the whole verse.
Yeah, Shaggy's verse seems like just a normal classic verse.
So
like
Jay's verse.
Jay's verse seems like it's not from his perspective,
Sick
and
with it,
neither
the-
does the hook.
Our proposal, you decompose. All right, there we go. Now, Saucy the Child. Try not to
Yeah, that's another thing I said. What is Saucy the Child?
There we go. Now, Saucy the Child. Try not to sting you with awesome but ow.
I don't know what Saucy the Child is. I even wrote that down. What the fuck is Saucy
Chop up
the
your
Child?
body and piss on your pile. Multiple demons all live in my brain. Demeanor changes, my cold eyes remain. I mean, that's some sweet flowing.
Yeah.
Multiple demons all live in my brain. Demeanor changes, my cold eyes remain. That's some. I mean, it's straight flexing. What find you appealing is who we became. What you find appealing is who we became. So I can see if he's talking from the perspective of like Twisted. What you find appealing is
He's
who we
talking
became.
to the haters, but also from the perspective of Twisted,
Okay.
and it's like imagine it's Twisted talking about how they fucked over ICP, and they're trying to flex to their fans. Is almost what it reminds me of.
Thunder and lightning, a bolt with a jolt. Find me hung in your bedroom and crooked on the rope. But us jokesters got jokes and we choke your throat broken. Was hoping to cope with the goats, but fuck no, you won't. Interesting.
Was hoping to cope with the goats.
If there's,
and read the hook.
we're not sorry if we tricked you. So many foolish fools be falling for our jokes. Don't let our trickery conflict you. It's only special lighting, mirrors, and smoke, or is it? Okay.
See what I'm saying? It doesn't
Never think you're safe while playing with some snakes. Don't let our trickery conflict you. Everything magical we sold you all is fake. So that could be a magical shout out.
exactly. Magic.
If this is some Magic Ninja diss, it's so deep that it's almost like, what's the point? You know?
Yeah, it's
Like why even like sneak diss like that if you're gonna write what you wrote in the booklet too?
I wouldn't say it's like a direct diss to Magic Ninja. He's just using the influence and the ideas and how he feels what they did to him to write it. You know what I mean? I wouldn't say
That's an interesting take.
It's they inspired him to write it. I wouldn't say it's like he's dissing them. But
I saw a discussion about Twisted sneak dissing ICP. Like somebody in the comments on like a Twitter thread or something said Twisted's been sneak dissing ICP. Oh, it was people were bitching about like why they have to put that in the booklet though? Like that's there forever and you're perpetuating blah blah. And I even seen like Buckshot. Do you know who Buckshot is?
Yeah.
All right, so
could I name one song? And have I ever heard one song all the way through Buckshot? No.
And I'm not here to shit on Buckshot the rapper. I've never listened to a Buckshot song.
Yeah, so.
I think I tried listening to that Underground Avengers like years ago when it came out and didn't give a shit about it. Nevertheless, I keep seeing his name pop up. I can't seem to give a fuck about Buckshot.
I don't even know why do Juggalos even talk about him? Is he part of Magic Ninja?
He's not, but he's one of these guys that has inserted himself like sideways into the Juggalo culture, and he's embedded himself with Boondocks and all these side acts with. He's like at every side little Juggalo family gathering.
Is he like Boondocks' friend or something?
I think so. And so he's done like albums with Boondocks, and now he's doing like another one with Blaze, and like he's at this. I mean, whatever, man.
I have no clue.
You can't make me like Buckshot. Sorry.
I've never listened to him. I think I've heard some shit pop up on YouTube, and I immediately changed it.
All right, so look, I saw Buckshot tweet this shit. And I really should pull it up. It'll take me forever. I'm not going to sidetrack myself. He tweeted some shit like, you guys, anyone who's perpetuating this thing is like just... you're eating your own fandom from the inside. It's some shit like that. He talked about the scene. He said you're eating up your own scene from the inside, and in 5 to 8 years when the scene is gone, it's going to be your fault. He's essentially talking about. First of all, what?
You really think the scene's going to be gone in 5
First
to 8
of all,
years?
what scene are you even talking about? I commented.
ICP is on Grateful Dead level. They will never disappear. Their symbols and images will live on forever. People will always fucking listen to them. The ICP scene will never go away.
That's what I said, man.
I mean, they may stop making music. They may die like Jerry Garcia, and the fucking Grateful Dead, just like the Grateful Dead, they will go on. That's the biggest thing you can fucking compare it to, man.
Here, I pulled it up. Buckshot tweeted, when this scene is completely tanked out and out of fuel in the next 5 to 8 years, all you weak mofos who keep pushing your beef agendas between each other, go ahead and pat yourself on the back because it'll be your fault. Yes, you're slowly killing off your own scene, 100. This is Buckshot, quote directly.
When you put 100 after what you say, it's got to be right.
So what's stupid here is he's built like several straw men in this one fucking tweet, by the way. First of all, he's built this scene. What the fuck scene are you even talking about?
Is he saying the ICP Juggalo scene?
Or is he saying underground? Is he saying
horrorcore?
Because
he's obviously part of the underground. He's not talking about his own scene.
So he's
talking about ICP people. That's it.
He's already building this weird straw man of like a scene of ICP fans, I guess. I don't know. Then tanked out of fuel in the next 5 years. What does that even mean? Where the fuck are you pulling this from, bro? And like, what bothers me is he's like, I get that he's in this shit, and like, he probably thinks y'all don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I'm in it. I know. Like, you don't know, bro, because there is no fucking scene. And here was my reply to that. I said, what scene? I've never heard it referred to as that. Juggalos will always find each other, and I know where I can always find them, with the clowns.
Yeah, I mean, none of his shit has any like solid fucking ground to it whatsoever.
That's what's mind-boggling about this is like, he's like, you're perpetuating the beef worse than I am, bro. Honestly, like saying shit like that, like what the fuck are you even? Now I'm mad at you because you're saying stupid shit. You know, we all know there's beef between ICP and Twisted. No one just because you don't talk about it, it's not like fucking Voldemort. Like, talking about it doesn't make it
go away.
Not talking about. Yeah, you're right. Not talking about it doesn't make it not go away, bro. Or doesn't make it go away. We all know it's there. It's obvious, bro. It's obviously there.
Dude.
So, anyways, and then in one of these,
we're not allowed to talk about it.
yeah,
Because Buckshot's gonna come out and tell us our scene's gonna die.
yeah, like shut the fuck up, man. Like
Fuck out of here.
he's over here doing it. This motherfucker's done an album with like Kung Fu Vampire and I like Kung Fu Vampire. I'm not shitting on. I'm saying like this is his scene. Do an album with every Juggalo act that's even scratching the surface of the underground and try to implant yourself into this scene that you're trying to create yourself, bro. Spoiler alert, there's not a fucking scene.
Well,
There's Juggalos. And
Yeah.
Juggalos, they are never going anywhere. Ever. Beef or not, dude. Even if ICP comes out and says like, yeah, we fucking hate Juggalos, there will still be Juggalos.
like what Mike says right here, when ICP ends, they have enough material to release for decades beyond, like Tupac. I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm sure
Probably.
they fucking do. I'm sure there's all kinds of music that they could release if
So
they have it.
I don't like this shit like just willing it, like motherfuckers on like that side of things kind of like blaming like ICP Juggalos for making it worse.
It's always ICP Juggalos that are. Yeah, it's always going to be that, man. It's always going to be.
It's wild, man. But yeah, Buckshot is lame as fuck. Gage.
And I'm not even going to fucking.
He performed at the march. He said Element only.
Okay,
said, by the
cool.
way.
He performed at the march. Now he's talking shit.
But
Whatever.
that's him inserting himself into the Juggalo
yeah,
world.
He performed at the march because where else is he going to perform where a bunch of people are going to see him?
Exactly. And Twisted turned him down.
Yeah.
Did Tech 9 turn him down too?
What, the march?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
think
like
they all turned him
every
down.
other like relevant act turned him down. Of course,
Yeah.
Buckshot's gonna sign the fuck up.
Yeah, he'd be
He's
like,
gonna to put himself in front of Juggalos. I mean, that's the only chance he has at having a shot in this
Yeah.
fucking world. So of course, Buckshot performed at the fucking march. He
Man, we gotta stop talking shit. We gotta stop dividing our scene, man.
like
Buckshot sees what we're doing, man. He can see through the lines, dude. He sees what we're doing, man.
and I don't even give a shit about like I don't care if Buckshot likes me or not. Like I didn't mean to come on here and shit on Buckshot. I just can't help but like talk shit on you when you say dumb shit like that. Like,
yeah, you tweet shit and put yourself in the fucking public eye. So yeah, of course.
Yeah, bro.
I mean,
yeah, I'm gonna say it just like you are. I mean, this is the world we live in, bro.
the fucking scene.
The beef is there. The divide is there. The scene is not there.
Like,
you're making that
like,
shit
what's the
up.
scene? Is he like a scene like the rave scene? Like, oh man, the rave. Like, yeah, the like
Like it's
we're
just gonna die. It's gonna die out. There'll be no Juggalos and nobody
There'll
listening.
be
It'll be your fault.
He's like, oh, the Juggalo scene, the ICP fan scene's going to die, but the Twisted scene and the Buckshot scene, we're going to be able to pick it back up,
Yeah.
and like we're going to keep it alive. But you guys are going to be the one to kill your side of it.
And you know what? On the same page, like I've seen, like do you know who AXE is?
Yeah, they act on MNE.
So yeah, and you know, did you see like what's going on with them? They tweeted a picture the other day. Did you see that?
No.
Them and Mikey Clark in the studio.
Yeah, I heard something about that. Yeah, Mikey Clark's working with them.
And by the way, let me make this clear. I barely listen to AXE. From what I've heard of them, they're kind of cool. Like, I don't really have an opinion on them. But if they're working with Mikey Clark, I'm fucking all in. Count me in. I'm going to definitely, without a doubt, 100% listen to that new album. I have faith that it'll at least be fun to listen to.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. Mikey Clark is a fucking producer. He's not in this beef. He knew ICP back when they were all when they were all fucking young, like young men.
Yeah.
And whatever problems Mikey Clark and ICP have are rooted, for a long, long time that probably don't even have anything to do with Twisted and shit like that.
And I think that's why Mikey Clark, like, he put out a tweet the other day about like, Yum Yum is great. Congrats, ICP. Here Comes the Carnival is my favorite song. They're killing it. Congrats. And like, I think he put that out because AXE had tweeted that. And it kind of stirred some shit up. Mainly because a couple days prior to tweeting that picture, coincidentally, right after Yum Yum Bedlam came out, AXE tweets, "The wicked shit is safe with us." Which, to me, is kind of like them saying, like, okay, ICP ain't doing it no more. We're picking up that torch. Which... or whatever, AXE, go for it. Have at it, bro. I mean, I don't care, but I think that's a little ballsy. But that said, I know that one of the dudes from AXE was giving Jay like some love when he had his heart condition shit. So I know that let's be honest, they're all inspired by ACP. They all without a doubt look up to ICP. Like even at some point, whether they do or not, whether they feel like they're going to take the torch, I don't know. I'm not trying to stir some shit up. I'm just letting you know how it looks and what's being tweeted. Now, right after that Mikey Clark picture tweeted, they put out another tweet that said, if that upsets you, y'all are really going to be butthurt by what happens next. So I'm curious where the fuck they're going with this, you know?
I mean, I don't fucking know, dude.
What's funny is there was a funny hold on, let me.
Who fucking cares? Honestly, like really? Who
I
fucking
don't
cares?
care. Like I think it's all interesting, like good shit. There was a dude that tweeted this. He said his name is Zanzig138. I'll shout him out. I instantly followed him. He said, TBH, my dude, I just don't know how the wicked shit could be safe in the hands of an opening act that have never headlined their own tour. Bro, y'all open for Boondocks. Please tell me more about it. They didn't even headline their own Axis Family Tour. Openers are wild.
Wow. What?
Like that was a really funny tweet. I'm giving props. But like I said, I'm not shitting on AXE. I personally have only listened to like 3 songs by them.
They basically probably just seem like they're bragging because they got Mikey Clark.
Yeah, then that's all it is.
Like, oh, we got Mikey Clark now. Now we can brag and shit.
But is it coincidence they post that right after Yum Yum comes out? Here's another.
I doubt it, dude.
Here's another thing: is that there's this rumbling of Twisted doing an album with AXE, and they're calling themselves the Venomous Five. Have you heard of this?
No.
So they're putting out just like Twisted has to insert themselves with every artist on their label and form a separate group to more split the fans more than they already are.
Just
I
like
guess.
ICP. I mean, yeah, they bitch about how ICP did that bad. Like ICP was part of everything, and like we couldn't do anything. Like doing the same fucking thing.
So Venomous 5, people are speculating that might be what's happening, and if that's the case, that's interesting. Now Mikey Clark's doing an album with not only AXE but with Twisted. Like that will probably ruffle some feathers, if nothing else.
I'm sure it will.
That said, I want to hear it. Let me hear fucking Mikey Clark Twisted album, dude. I'm fucking all in.
I'll definitely listen to it, man.
Yeah, dude. I'd rather listen to that than goddamn Unlikely Prescription.
Yeah. But here's the thing. Like, okay, Mikey Clark's working with M&E. Okay. Mikey Clark is a producer. You know what I mean? Like, he's not a rapper has this kind of beef. Like I said, their ICP and Mikey Clark's beef probably roots back way before any of this shit happened. So I don't think Mikey Clark's going like, oh man, I've hated ICP for years. Now I'm going to go work with Twisted and I'll really get back at him.
Mikey Clark's doing what he loves.
But he's also, it's his job.
Yeah. I don't hold it against Mikey Clark at all. I would still go on record saying I want to have I would love to have Mikey Clark on the show and pick his brain and talk to him and just sweat all the fuck over. This should be a Mikey Clark fan podcast, honestly.
I mean, and we'd all love to see Mikey Clark work with the Clowns, but do the Clowns want to pay Mikey Clark? You know, do they want to pay top dollar to make an album anymore? You know, when they another thing, because I'm sure he's still top dollar, Mikey Clark, right?
I would assume so. He's been in the game for 30 goddamn years, man. He's a fucking professional.
And now, I mean, it's proof now. You don't need Mikey Clark for an ICP album to get a great album. I mean, this is a really fucking good album, and there's not one Mikey Clark song on there. I mean, fucking Kuma, Straight Jacket, you know what I mean? These producers are producing beats that are on the level of Mikey Clark, Mike P, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
If Mike P still. So yeah, Mikey Clark, it'd be great to have another Mikey Clark album, but honestly, like, I'm gonna stop kind of putting him up on a pedestal because we really don't need you anymore, Mikey Clark. We really don't.
I mean, I guess you're right.
So
we love you, Mikey Clark, but what have you? Where have you been? We need you.
Yeah, no, we don't need you. I mean, we love you, but we don't need you, man. If you ever come back, cool. But I mean, Kuma, Mike P. If you're still, if they didn't pull these beats out of the vault from Mike P. from years ago. If Mike P's still willing to work with him, man, we got Mike P, we got Kuma, Straight Jacket, Shaggy the Airhead, and Devereaux are stepping it up. Yeah. Like we don't.
It's proof that y'all can hold it down without Mikey Clark. But we always preach it on this show, and we've said it many times, almost on every album. Having one producer to make a cohesive album is where ICP thrives.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Even though, don't get me wrong, Yum Yum is like. It's scratched what I just said out. It's proof that they don't have to have that to thrive, but we know that they will with that. You know what I mean? So while I don't think ICP has really thrived without one cohesive producer since they've had one cohesive producer. I don't think they've thrived. Now they are. You know, I think they've kind of almost cracked that code a little bit.
Yeah, they've cracked the code of using multiple producers on this album, at least. I mean, it seems, even with all the inconsistencies we talked about with like the meanings of the songs and like, you know, even the beat tags, but they made the album flow together really good. Like it flows into each other, almost like, you know, Shangri-La did.
Sure, you're right. It might not be a cohesive like whole, but it's done a good job of capturing this moment in time, like this. And I don't mean like politically or anything like that, or even societally. I mean like ICP's current. This is where ICP's currently at this year. You know, and they've obviously had a lot of experimenting and trying shit out, and it's fucking working, and we love it. We're here for it.
Yeah, whether or not this came easy to ICP, or like they sat there and they fucking, you know, they tried to do the best they possibly could. Like it came out and it works well for the most part. Like this works well. It's a way more positive album than like probably someone like Twisted would put out, or even, you know, Tech Nine, or, you know, some of these other acts.
I mean, what other rapper would put out an album this positive? To be quite frank, like
it gives me, you know, it gives me the feels. It works. You know, there's a few things that don't work, but for the most part, it works on every level. You know, there's a lot to this album. There's a lot of meat to it. I'm not that worried anymore.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I think I'm with you. This is another peak.
Yeah, even if this was ICP's last album, I think this is a good thing to go out. Like if something happened,
sure.
You know what I mean? Knock on wood.
No, I'm with
you. Something happens, this is a good last album.
This is why we're talking about Yum Yum's legacy. Like we feel like this is an important one. Like it really will fall. Like I think years from now we'll be talking about this album still.
Yeah, let's take something like Unlikely Prescription or some of these other underground albums out. As far
Buckshot's $200 album that came with a hatchet.
yeah. Where are these albums going to be in 20 years? What kind of legacy are these other albums going to leave behind? Because I feel like Yum Yum is already creating a legacy, and trust me, I was skeptical about it at first. I was like, this album ain't gonna do shit. Like this album, it's like the fifth in the second deck, and there's still another deck going to come. Like it's not going to. There's still 6 Joker's card coming after this.
I jokingly called this the 11th Joker's card.
Yeah, like, but I feel like this almost accidentally is leaving a legacy.
Yeah.
Like already, with like just the sheer, you know, inventiveness that they did on this.
Do you think in 15 years we're gonna have teenagers like, I've been down with ICP since Yum Yum?
Yeah, probably.
Isn't that cool? Like thinking about that. Like,
I mean, there's songs on this album,
or I got into it because of Yum Yum, you know, or whatever, you know.
I mean, there's songs on this album like you could turn on and people wouldn't even ever think that's ICP.
Yeah, you're right. Heart and Soul, great example.
Like there's some fresh new sounds on this album, man, and I think it's going to go down as definitely one of the better albums in this deck for sure.
Man,
for fucking sure.
It's great. I did want to say that there was have you heard of One Man Crew? He's another beat producer. I think he made at least one of that.
Oh yeah. You sent me that link.
Okay, I forgot I sent it to you. I was just gonna say it was an interesting video. If you want to check it out, this guy, if you look him up, One Man CRU, he did a couple beats for Yum Yum's Lure. Yeah, and he said he made 40 plus beats for ICP, and that's unfortunately that was all they used. But he picked his top 17 and made a little video. It's pretty cool, like just to skim through it. Like there's some good shit on it. He actually did a really good job with a lot of them, honestly.
Oh yeah, man. I was going through skimming through some of those beats, and they sounded pretty cool. But I'm wondering if they just like they were going to go with him, and they were just kind of like, we're going to go with something else.
Like, it seems like they're really, really pushing Shaggy the Airhead. Like that's their guy right now. You know what I mean? That's their Mike P.
Yeah, and I have a lot more faith in him now. I will say that. I do have a lot more faith in him now, and I think if he keeps working with ICP, and if he's apologizing to the Juggalos and stuff, it shows that he's kind of humble. You know, you said he went out and apologized, right? Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
about the
that's
beat
what I
that.
heard.
I mean, that's pretty humble.
That is. He seems like a really cool, down to earth, cool guy.
Yeah, and Shaggy the Airhead, I know you're listening. I'm just gonna say, like, you don't have to apologize for shit, man. That's the clown's decision to leave those tags in, like, you know.
And you fucking brought it, man. You came through,
Yeah.
and like it's got to be an ungodly pressure. Like he's obviously a juggalo, and he may have even come up as a juggalo, and it's got to be an ungodly pressure to be like, I'm making songs for the clowns that might be on a Joker's card. Like I understand that that's probably hefty, and maybe not. Maybe he's just like, yeah, that ain't no thing. But regardless, we get that there's a rabid fan base that's going to try to tear you apart. We're part of it, and we started it. But I do want to say, like I feel like he does have it, and I look forward to whatever else he does for the clowns going forward. Like, it'll be fun.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
Do you have anything else you want to touch on? I think we fucking covered it, man. We're almost at 2 hours.
yeah, I think that's about it.
All right. Shout out Not Slim. We see you. They say we fear being a guest on Studio 17. I
no.
think that's one of their shows. I don't
I'm
know.
shaking, man. I'm shaking in my boots right now.
Yeah, we'll check that out. All right, man. You want to shuffle the fuck up on out of here?
Yeah, let's slide this one back into the second deck.
All right. We'll see y'all later. Peace, y'all. Have a good one.